Most people think intelligence means having a high IQ, an expensive degree, or being able to quickly solve difficult math problems. But psychology and behavioral science repeatedly show something completely different. Intelligent people are often not the ones who speak the most in the room. But the interesting thing is that after a short while, the people present in the room naturally begin paying attention to them. Their thinking is different from average people. Their focus is different. And most importantly, their daily habits are different. Psychology repeatedly shows that the human brain is being shaped by its environment every single day. Every conversation, every reaction, every distraction, and every routine slowly make a person's mind either mentally stronger or mentally weaker. That is why highly intelligent people consciously distance themselves from certain specific things. Not because they are perfect, but because they have already realized that certain habits slowly continue damaging a person's thinking, focus, and emotional clarity. And many average people remain trapped in those destructive patterns for their entire lives without realizing it. In this video, we will talk about the 5 things that highly intelligent people almost never do. And the last point on this list is very important, because according to psychology, it is a habit that may appear normal, yet silently keeps weakening a person's mental clarity and self-control. So watch the video till the end, because it is possible that you too are unknowingly repeating certain habits that are slowly training your brain to become weak. Number 1. Highly intelligent people do not blindly follow the crowd because they understand that most human beings react emotionally, not consciously. Psychology repeatedly shows that many people's opinions are not truly their own, but are actually the result of the environments they are repeatedly exposed to. The human brain naturally searches for acceptance, which is why many people accept socially popular ideas without deeply questioning them. They think that if the majority believes something, then it must automatically be correct. But intelligent people usually notice this psychological trap very quickly. They do not react instantly, they do not blindly follow every trend, and they do not immediately accept every emotionally charged opinion. Because they know that popularity and truth are not the same thing. And independent thinking is emotionally exhausting. Because when a person starts observing deeply, they realize that many people are searching for validation and belonging more than truth. And perhaps that is why intelligent people do not allow the crowd to control their thinking. Number 2. Intelligent people understand one thing very quickly, and that is that the human brain slowly begins shaping itself in the direction a person repeatedly focuses on. If a person constantly remains emotionally stuck in negativity, helplessness, and problems, then gradually the brain starts accepting those patterns as normal reality. That is why some people only see problems in every situation. If an opportunity appears, they see risk. If advice is given, they see reasons why it will not work. And if they experience failure once, they begin behaving as though failure is permanent. Psychology calls this pattern learned helplessness, where a person starts expecting negative outcomes so consistently that gradually the brain even reduces its willingness to make effort. But intelligent people do not remain permanently trapped inside problems emotionally. They do not ignore emotions, but they also do not build their identity around those emotions. They eventually ask one important question: what is the next step now? Because they know that awareness without action eventually becomes self-destruction. Number 3. Intelligent people usually begin losing interest in meaningless conversations because they understand that attention is limited, and whatever a person repeatedly gives attention to slowly begins shaping their thinking. Most people consider gossip harmless entertainment, but psychologically, gossip is often emotional escape. Discussing other people's lives temporarily distracts a person from their own problems and emptiness. And especially when the discussion revolves around drama, scandals, or failures, the ego secretly feels superior without requiring any real self-improvement. And gradually, a person becomes an expert at analyzing others, while simultaneously becoming disconnected from themselves. That is why highly intelligent people are not deeply interested in shallow discussions. They are far more interested in ideas, psychology, creativity, and human behavior, because deeper minds naturally search for deeper stimulation. And when a person truly begins becoming self-aware, constantly judging others starts feeling mentally exhausted. Number 4. The human brain naturally moves toward comfort, which is why easy entertainment, instant dopamine, and short-term escape feel so addictive. And that is exactly why most people fail to maintain discipline, because growth almost never feels comfortable. Learning feels frustrating, consistency feels exhausting, and self-control feels mentally difficult. But highly intelligent people understand that temporary discomfort is the true price of long-term growth. That is why they tolerate the things most people try to avoid. They can maintain focus for long periods, delay gratification, and continue working even after motivation disappears. Because eventually, intelligent people realize that feelings are temporary, but repeated habits eventually become identity. And that is why instead of making comfort their priority, they make growth their priority. Number 5. In the modern world, attention has become currency, and that is why many people unknowingly begin connecting their self-worth with external validation. Likes, replies, and public attention give temporary dopamine rewards to the brain, which is why attention feels addictive. But the problem is that the brain quickly adapts. The attention that felt enough yesterday starts feeling normal after some time, and then a person begins craving more validation, more approval, and more visibility. And gradually, a person stops asking, "Who am I really?" and starts asking, "Which version of me will impress people the most?" And this is where a person slowly begins losing their real identity. But highly intelligent people usually understand this trap very quickly, which is why they do not publicly announce every achievement, explain every emotion, or display everything for validation. Because they understand that attention gives temporary stimulation, but meaning gives long-term psychological stability. And that is why intelligent people prefer building a meaningful life instead of performing an impressive life. So if you are slowly feeling disconnected from meaningless conversations, questioning popular opinions instead of blindly accepting them, protecting your mental energy, and valuing meaning more than attention, then perhaps your mind operates differently from the majority of people. But being intelligent is not always comfortable, because the more aware a person becomes, the more difficult it becomes to live unconsciously. Because real intelligence is not about sounding smart. Real intelligence is about seeing clearly.